Alright, welcome back everyone to another B-Mother review, and today we've got the Iron Fist from XM Studios, a character that's maybe gained a little bit of popularity from the recent Netflix series, and he's also going to be one of the 4 team members of the Defenders series coming out later this month. So, but still, I probably wouldn't call him an A-list character, probably a guy that a lot of people don't know a lot about. Danny Rand is his real name, and as a child he's rescued off the mountain slopes of China, where he was left to freeze to death in the cold after a terrible accident in which both his parents were killed, and he's rescued by these monks who take him back to their home and adopt him as one of their own. But these are no regular monks. These are the warrior monks from the mystical city of Kunlun, and they are martial art experts. They live, eat, sleep, and breathe Kung Fu, and they train him to become this exceptional warrior, martial arts master. And once he rises to the top of his class, he's given the opportunity to take the title of the Iron Fist. And that power is not just given away. I mean, you have to go and you'd have to defeat Xiao Lao, the Undying, who just so happens to be a giant fire-breathing dragon. Yeah, that's right. Danny Rand literally gets his powers from punching a dragon in the face. That's how badass Danny Rand is. That's how badass the Iron Fist is. He defeats this dragon, steals his mystical heart, and proves himself worthy of the power to be the living weapon, the immortal Iron Fist. So, is this statue worthy of being in your collection? Let's get into the review and find out. Alright, so we'll move in, we'll talk about the sculpt on this statue. This one here is sculpted by a guy named Daniel Bell. He's worked on a few other XM pieces in the past already. So he did Black Panther, he did Electro, that's coming out very soon. So this is the first piece of his that I've had a chance to own, and let me just say, it is fantastic. He did an amazing job with this statue. I mean, look at Iron Fist himself. I mean, look how natural and fluid the pose is. I mean, the physique on this guy is just perfect in my eyes. It's exactly the way I like to see it. I mean, great muscle detail without being unrealistically jacked up. I mean, you don't see every single muscle fiber in his body, but he's a big, strong looking guy. I mean, look at the back detail here. You know, great job in the back and the shoulders. I love the fingers, the way his hand position. He's kind of doing this tiger claw position with his fingers. You know, the vein work on the back of his hand here, and just how his fingers are curled. You know, the textured suit looks really, really nice. The texture on the tape around the lower parts of his legs looks great. You know, he's got the grip on the bottom of the shoes there. The mouth looks really good. Just the way the lips are shaped around the teeth, and it's all, you know, the back of his throat's even sculpted and everything. Really did a fantastic job on Iron Fist himself. On the base, I mean, that's also really, really nice. You got this stone wall that he's kicking through. You got the stone floor as well with this sort of dragon emblem carved into the floor here. The door looks really, really cool. It's this giant wooden timber door. You know, look how thick that is there. You know, so this is an important door. Maybe this is the entrance to Xiao Lao's lair, and he's busting out after he gets his power. Nice dragon emblem right on the front of the door there. Nice wood texture on there. You see all the splintered wood along the top, all this kind of these sharp edges. Really a fantastic sculpt. I can't say enough good things about, again, the Iron Fist and the muscle detail there. It just looks great. Fantastic job. I love this sculpt. Looks great. Alright, we'll move in to talk about the design on this statue. The first thing you're going to notice is I've switched out the torso on this piece. So instead of getting a switch out arm or switch out head, you actually get a full switch out upper body, which is really cool because you know, it not only changes the costume, it changes the look of the piece, it changes the total feel of the piece, I think. I mean, look at this shirtless option here, you know, more of a modern take on the costume, and also looks a lot more powerful and strong, you know, almost like full of anger as he bursts through this wall. Whereas the last one, the classic costume where you got the big yellow collar and the v-neck, he's back, he's got the tiger claw position, he's leaning back, looks a little bit more athletic and graceful. So two totally different feels on this piece. So really cool design concept there. I'm going to take a minute here. I'm just going to point out again Daniel Bell's sculpting on this guy on this second torso. Look at the muscle detail on him, you know, on the arms, the chest, and of course the back here, you know, the shoulders and the back. He did a phenomenal job on the sculpt here. But anyways, we'll get back to the design. The jumping sidekick, I think, is so dynamic and fluid. Great way to show off the Iron Fist's best skills, his martial arts, his high flying kicks. Really great concept, pulled off perfectly here. And the base as well, very thematic for the character. I mean, you got this ancient looking stone wall that he's bursting through, and the wooden timber door. I mean, this could be, you know, an ancient building in Kunlun, or as I said earlier, perhaps this is the entrance to the lair of Xiao Lao, and he's bursting out just after he's got his powers. So very cool design. Love the thematic base. Love the switch out torsos. You know, completely different feel, completely different costume as well. You know, the design on the statue I think is first rate. I love it. The one critique I think that you could have is the Iron Fist effect itself. You can see the flames go all the way up the arm, all the way to the shoulder here, and that's not the most comic accurate way to show it. Typically it's just around the hand or maybe part way up the forearm, but here they've gone all the way up to the arm. So I know the big fans of the character maybe aren't too happy with that, or people who are very into the comic actually maybe won't be too happy with that. But you know, it was a design choice that XM made, and obviously Marvel still approved it, so Marvel's okay with it as well. Different artists draw it different ways, so that's what you get here. I think it looks okay. I think the flame, the actual sculpt there looks really good. So I'm okay with it personally, but I understand people who might have a problem with it. But otherwise, other than that, the design is just immaculate, first rate. I love it. Can't say enough good things about it. Okay, so we'll move on. We'll talk a little bit about the paint. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. It's a nice clean paint job again from XM Studios. I mean, you got some nice, you know, the grays on the base look good. There's a little bit kind of almost like a dirt look to the floor, like it's a little worn down. You know, nice red on the door and the brass finish on the dragon emblem. So that all looks pretty good. Iron Fist himself, I mean, I like the skin tones. You know, the vein work, you know, kind of got that bluish tone to the veins, so those stand out. Look really nice. Nice greens with some nice shading, and looks like a little bit of yellow highlights in there mixed in. Looks really good. You know, nice clean lines on the mask. Around the, you know, the dragon tattoo, it looks really well applied. And you know, the mouth and the teeth have the kind of a glossy finish to them. Really nice job there. So overall, really good paint job. The only thing I could say about it is maybe I would have liked a little bit brighter colors, especially the Iron Fist effect on the flames. A little bit brighter to help those pop a little bit. But you know, overall, again, really nice, clean paint job for a production piece. I'm really satisfied with how the paint turned out. Nothing to complain about really on it at all. So let's talk a little bit about the production and build quality on this statue, and I've got it kind of partially disassembled for you, and I'll show you how it goes together. I also want to show you that on the shirtless torso option, there's actually a light up feature as well, and the switch for that is on the back where the chest sort of slots into the top of the waist there. There's a little switch, so you just flick that on and the fist lights up there, and they've kind of restricted the glow to the fist, so it's like, you know, powering up the fist there, ready to unleash his power on his enemy. So it's actually a pretty cool light up feature. It looks very nice, nice orange glow to it. So what you got to do, the piece, you know, his lower body obviously is a separate piece from the upper body, and it just slots onto the base with a metal rod right into right there. And the sash, the on, you know, the tails of his belt. That's a separate piece, so those slide on with a magnet, and then you can drop the upper body in there, and it's a nice strong magnet there that holds that in place. You actually really gotta yank it out when you want to switch up the torso. So next up, you got the head, and the tails of his bandana there are also a separate piece, so they just slot into the back of the head, and then you pop that on there, and it's a magnet that holds that on. A little bit of a seam there along the jawline, but they've hidden it well because, as I said, it just follows the jawline, so did a nice job hiding the seam there. And then finally, you've got the foot and this flying stonework that he's just blasted through with his powerful kick, and it's just a metal rod that fits into the end of the leg there, so you just slide that on, and just slides on nicely like that. Nice clean fit. So very easy to assemble this piece. The base comes in 3 pieces as well, so you got the flat floor portion, and then both the wall and the door are separate pieces. Slot into the base there with a metal rod. So very easy to assemble this one, but if you have any problems, you also have the assembly guide that comes with every piece that XM makes these days. Photos of where everything goes in the box, step-by-step instructions, and then the registration instructions. So important to register the serial number on the underside of the base as well once you get an XM piece. So very good statue, very nice quality on it, good fitting parts, strong magnets, good secure connections. It's a heavy piece, it's got a nice quality feel to it, and also something that people will be happy about. One of the questions that comes up frequently about just about any statue is, does it fit in a Besta? And yes, I can confirm this one does fit in a Besta with the doors closed. I have one right over there. That's where he's going to go, so I'm really happy about that too. So nice, easy to display piece. Also in the box, as always with XM, you get the art print, and I really like this art print. I think it's a toss-up between this one and the Black Bolt print for my favorite. I really like this one. They did a nice job on it. Classic costume right there. And it's a little bit thicker cardstock they've printed it off on, and so feels like a really nice quality print. Really like that one. So that comes in the box as well. Yeah, as I said, production quality, really good. You got the light up feature, which they've hidden the switch well. A little bit of a pain to take that out to switch it on and off, but you know, as I said, the switch is totally hidden from view. You can't see it at all from the back. As I said, top-notch production piece again from XM Studios. Very well made statue. I think you're going to be really happy with it. Alright, let's wrap this review up here, and I asked the question off the top, is this statue worthy of being the Iron Fist in your collection? And I definitely think that it is. There's a few quirks with it, like the Iron Fist effect going all the way up to the shoulder there, but overall, the design concept, the 2 switch out torsos, completely different look and feel between them. The light up feature, exceptional sculpt details, exceptional muscles and physique on the figure, unique design, athletic, acrobatic, action-packed. I mean, you name it, this statue has it. There's nothing quite like it in my collection. There's nothing quite like it that I can even think of out there today. Jumping sidekick through a wall, it just looks fantastic. I'm so happy to have it. I think you'd be happy to have it too, so hopefully you enjoyed the review. We will have more reviews coming, including quite a shocking review coming up, probably next week or within the next couple weeks. So keep an eye out on our channel for that. And again, hopefully you enjoyed the review, and we'll talk to you guys very soon.